Alright guys, I've been trying to break this down quickly, but it is such a big blog. I'm going to try and get through it as quickly as possible because I know you've seen other people break this down. We'll throw in some funny animations to try and make it enjoyable at the very least. But let's start by looking at Lady Deathstrike. A global tech brawler. Tech a little surprised, but not really. Cliff notes, guys, she is a war offense character settled around the Weapon X team to counter Heroes for Hire. And we'll get into why her kit does that very quickly. So transfer 1 deflect from primary target to self. That'll be interesting to see if that's mirrored in her ISO 8. She might be a good striker. Weapon X seems like they're going to be a creating machine though, so we don't know to see the difference between Raider and Striker on these characters.
Yoink.
Piercing damage, defense down if there's a bleed, extra focus. Cool. The special, what you open up with, offense up for 2 turns, cool. Kind of a yellow jacket ultimate here on her special. Does piercing damage, applies bleed, and reduces speed bar. That's a big one. If it kills, it does it again. So 40% to any living targets on a speed meter rewind. That's great. And on kill increase is positive. So that's going to be really impactful against Heroes for Hire. Obviously, the less turns they take, the less Colleen is pinging you. And the ultimate is turn 2. You attack the primary target and rebound chain. So kind of like the Deadpool ult. Going to apply defense down, +1 up to 2. So like if you hit the same target twice, I guess it's going to apply 2. And apply 2 bleed. Clear all negative effects from Weapon X. Cool. Apply immunity to Weapon X. Cannot miss if there's bleeds out. And if 3 Weapon X allies cannot be countered. Cool. The passive. Here's where she gets really interesting. 20% heal on turn. Whatever. Drops below 6% life. Gain 2 death proof to evade. That's really good against Heroes for Hire. Weapon X allies gain 25% crit damage. So we're going to have some Raiders on this team. A lot of Raiders, I assume. Probably 4 Raiders and 1 Striker. We'll see. Lower resistance of all enemies by 50% with bleed. In war, Weapon X gained 65% focus, and in war, 1,000 resist against bleed. So that's a big middle finger to Colleen. Cool. So like I said, guys, she's going to be a war offense Weapon X character to counter Heroes for Hire. That's what this team is. That's what it's always going to be. Don't look for them to use in Doom tech. I don't think that's going to work out. So Doom 2, this is interesting. Some good parts, some terrible parts. Let's jump into it. The requirements, so for normal difficulty, just blue ISO 1, cool. For difficulties 1 and 2, blue ISO 2. And for difficulty 3, blue ISO 3. So we're going to work our way up. We'll see how difficult it is to get through these. I don't think we're going to all reach level 3 right away, but we'll see. And we're going to see how tech looks and how bio looks, maybe even how mutant looks. Really only skill and mystic are set right now. As far as the rewards go, we're going to get Teal Gear Raid Orb, Orange Elite Orb, so that's good. That's a step up. Raid credits, orange ability materials, hopefully they double the T4s. We need more. T2 ISO 8 credits, hopefully they double that because we need the ions. So, to note, the Teal Gear and the orange ability materials will remain the same if you rank 1 through 24 in your alliance, just like it is now for Doom 1.1. That's cool. The Teal Gear and the raid credits, they'll scale as you go from 30% to 60% to 100% and then to the next difficulty and so forth and onward. The orange ability materials, so your T4s, hopefully they just forgot to put the word elite in there. The orange elite raid orb fragments and the T2 credits, they'll all stay the same from 30 to 60 to 100%. Trying to keep that, progression flat so that the alliances who can do more sooner aren't racing ahead in power, furthering that gap. And if you fall short, you can get raid credits, ability materials, and T2 ISO 8 credits. If you fall short of 30%, probably don't want to be doing Doom 2. Now the Teal Gear, Raid Orb Teal Gear in general looks like it's going to be an absolute mess. So on the side pillars, we get the basic catalyst, that's your SBC equivalent, stat catalyst, so your damage focus, that kind of equivalent, and the orange Teal Gear, that'd be your spiky balls, your papers for skill, the DNA stuff for mutant, that kind of stuff, and a 20% chance to drop the Teal Unique Gear. They're locking the uniques like miasma and everything behind a 20% RNG chance. Guys, what are you doing? If I need 20 miasma and there's a 20% chance I'm going to get 1 out of maybe the 5 orbs that we get every day we do a raid, terrible. Furthermore, they're going to introduce mini uniques at the same time. So when they did G13, it was just the uniques. Then G14, they introduced minis. G15, they introduced different minis. They're introducing 2 different uniques at the same gear tier, and that's just garbage. So yeah, that's not great. The raid season points, this is just them way of saying, like, you're not going to complete all the milestones in day 1, so don't expect that, but you'll get it done if you're doing 30% at least. Then we're going to have a Weapon X event. This is for the Weapon X costume on Wolverine, his underwear costume. Teal Gear, Orange Gear, and Purple Gear, as well as the costume. That's what the pink phase bits are. Silver and Gold promotion credits, and an Elite 5 credit. Cool. To get that, spend campaign energy, ISO 8 energy, and power cores. Depending on how they scale, how many points we need daily on this 14 repeated daily milestone, we'll see. If it's just do your 50 cores on your campaign energy and ISO 8 energy, cool. If it's more than that, we'll have a problem. Blitz and Gear Tier 16, this is just them saying, hey, when Teal Gear comes out, guys, Teal Gear, watch out on Sim, because you're going to lose some fights because the stat jump is going to be incredible. So keep your eye out for that. Star-Lord is becoming a permanent unlock at 4-star instead of 5. Cool. What I wish they would do with this instead to help the newer players, to help the new Krakens, because this is just the bleed you dry. Did you see that Kree offer? Come on, guys. Don't do that. To unlock 7 Yellow Star Star-Lord, you should need 5 Yellow Star Guardians. To unlock 7-star, 7 Yellow Star Fury, you should need 5 Yellow Star Kree. That would just make more sense. I wish they would make things make sense, but they don't want to do that just yet. Costume, so you're going to have another chance to get the Iceman costume, purchased for 5,000 costume credits. It's not the best costume, just cosmetic anyway. The upcoming blitzes, Ironheart, but then we have the second Cloak and Dagger blitz. This is going to happen after the changes to Blitz'em, guys, so we're going to see how that shakes up the scores with this Teal Gear implementation. We'll see. Then we're going to have Star-Lord. He's going to start on the 27th as a permanent legendary, and we're going to get ×2 for Guardians and Ravagers. They're mostly in the store, so they should have just doubled up what you get from the store, but they don't think things through sometimes. October 1st, Payday, cool. And September 30th is when you're going to get your double mercenary drop. So make sure you get those 7 guys. Payday, since it's become monthly, has become super impactful. So very impactful blog. Hope I didn't bore you to death rereading it. I'll try and put some funny animations in there. So see you next time. Peace.